Welcome back, fellas. So I got a clip I want to go over with y'all today, but before we do, I want to talk a little shift with y'all. Yes, a little shift with y'all. So I want to start by bringing up, which some of you guys may know already, but a paradigm shift. A paradigm shift. What is a paradigm shift? So a paradigm shift is either a event or some information that you come across that ultimately completely transforms the way that you see the world. So something may happen to you and maybe you acted a certain way, but now that you've got this new information, now you see things a little bit different, a little more clear. It makes you move different. You act different. To some degree, you probably even just become a different person. And so, using that, a paradigm shift is something that we all have the opportunity not only to experience ourselves, but sometimes we're in the position to help somebody else achieve a paradigm shift to make them even better. And not only do you have that with your peers or maybe work or with your friends, family, whatever, but also in the dating space. And so my belief is that yes, women can appreciate to some degree a guy that can teach them something. But if you can enlighten her, now she's going to do more than just have, you're going to do more than just have her attention. You're going to become valuable to her. And so one of the things that actually we're going to see here today in the clip is these guys missed an opportunity to do exactly that with the women here on the panel. So if you guys even found my channel, that means all of you probably at least know or have heard the name Fresh and Fit. Big channel, big creators. They got into a little bit of trouble for kind of going to the extreme in this space of ours. But now they've kind of toned things down a bit, and now there's a little bit more of a conversation. And so, these guys are very big, very prominent voices in the space. And so with this one, I want to go ahead and go through it with you guys, and we'll kind of reflect segment at a time on some of the things that I see and some of the missed opportunities, because I think that there was a great opportunity here to actually help these women understand what the perspective was. But in this case, I think he just missed the ball. So let's go ahead and hop into it and we'll get it going.
So on one hand, it would make him insecure, but you would respect him more if he told you no.
I would look at him sideways if he was like, "Oh, I don't want you to go." I'd be like, "Oh, really? Why? Like, are you okay?" And if he's like, "Oh, if I don't like, he don't feel good or something, he wants me to stay home and take care of him." Okay, I'm staying home taking care of my man.
No, but he's just saying no. Like, I don't want you to go.
Straightforward. I'd be like, "The fuck?"
But you would respect him more.
No, I don't think I would.
Oh, so you changed your answer
Yeah,
now?
I changed my answer.
Damn.
Cold-blooded, huh?
Well, now that we sit and talk about detail to detail, break it down, okay.
So he has to explain himself to you.
Yeah.
Would you respect the man more that told you and explained to you his position, or you said, I'm not going to explain anything, you're just not doing it? Who would you respect more?
If he explained to me, for sure.
Really?
Because that's how I am too. If I
Okay.
don't want you to go, I'm going to explain myself to why I don't want you to.
Okay, fair. If you're in a relationship with a guy, would you want a guy that's equal to you or better than you?
So right away from here, you can already tell he's about to set her up to expose her own hypergamy that she's probably not even aware of. Right now, she thinks she's just answering a question, but he's been doing this show for so long, plus his previous line of work. He knows how to question people, and so now he's setting her up. So you'll see what I'm talking about in a few minutes, where he's going to basically nail her to be just like every other chick that generally comes on the show. So you'll see what I'm talking about here. Let's check it out.
Me personally, I don't have a lot of guidance. So, like, if somebody I messed with was a little bit older and knew way more,
Yeah. So you prefer that, right?
I'll go with it. Okay.
Okay. So you would want him, I'm assuming, to be taller than you,
Yeah.
stronger
Most
than you,
guys are, yeah.
make more money than you.
Mm-hmm.
You said smarter, right? More competent.
Mm-hmm.
So wouldn't it be fair to say that you want a leader?
Yeah.
So
Right, and
if he's the leader, why does he have to explain himself to you?
Out of respect.
So I'm gonna pause it right there just for a second, so you can see how he kind of cornered her into this space. And so far, I'm okay with him asking the questions, um, and generally, I'm okay with her answers. So one of the things before I go a little bit further, we kind of all have to understand and just kind of accept hypergamy is a real thing, and it's natural for women to feel this way for two different reasons. First, just pure instinct, for survival instincts. Women tend to want to say, hey, how can I pair myself with the guy that I think is going to be able to offer the most protection and provision for me and potentially our offspring, right? And then I want to reproduce with that type of a male, right? And then the other side of things as well, we also have social media. So there's almost like a learned behavior in a sense. So, when they have this exposure to different women that maybe have certain similarities to them, and they're able to get access to a certain type of guy, well, why wouldn't she say, well, you know what? I want that too. Almost like watching anything else and you see someone with a nice outfit or a nice car, or you're watching a movie and you see the house and you say, you know what? I want one too. Women do that with regards to the type of men that they're after. So they see a figure, they see what that person represents, they see someone else that's attained that man, and they say, you know what? I want one too. So completely natural, and we just have to accept that. I think for guys, most of us do. Whether or not you think it's fair or it's right, whatever, get over it at this point. It is what it is, right? And so as long as we can understand that, okay, well, great. Then we'll understand how to move in different spaces and around different women. So let's go ahead and let her continue, and we'll see how this conversation progresses.
But aren't you supposed to respect him by not questioning his authority?
I mean, I can question my nigga whenever. Like,
Okay, you can question whenever, fair. But how does it look as a subordinate questioning your man that's supposed to be your leader?
I mean, I don't really care how it looks. If I got a question, I'm gonna ask it.
So let me ask you this. You work at Twin Peaks, right? You have a uniform that you go into. You go in at a certain time. You work your hours, etc.
Yes.
Do you fight with your boss? Do you question your boss when they tell you to do something?
Get on your knees.
Depends.
No, realistically speaking, do you question your boss
No.
when he asks you, or not even asks, he tells you to do things? Do you question that?
No.
So let me get this straight.
I feel like my boss and my man is totally
Well,
different.
hold on. So let me get this straight. So you're willing to take orders from a man that doesn't give a fuck about you, or a woman for that matter, which is even funnier, versus a man who has a vested interest in you improving and is supposed to be your leader and guider?
I lost you. Can you repeat it?
Okay, so you're more willing to follow and obey a random man or woman, I don't know what your boss is, but if it's a woman, it's even funnier, over the man that is supposed to be your protector and guidance and is better than you in every regard by your own admission.
Having a boss, I have to go by what they say.
So you don't have to obey your man then?
Nobody has to do anything.
Your husband.
Okay, well, he also doesn't have to be better than you in every regard, but he is,
doesn't.
right?
Yeah.
And he also doesn't have to be your boyfriend, but he is. So I find it interesting that you'd rather obey a boss that doesn't care about you versus a guy who has a vested interest in you.
I'm gonna just say okay.
No, I'm just out. Like, well,
No,
do you not see?
No.
Okay, why do you not understand?
I'm lost. Like,
Can I explain to her?
Saying.
So why she's lost on that doesn't make any sense. It's very, very clear what he has just set up, but she just didn't see it coming. And so now she's trying to do her best to save face. She doesn't want to look bad. She knows that this is going to be seen by hundreds of thousands of people, and she's trying to make sure that in this case, well, if she can't win the argument, maybe she can just get out of it and they can move on. But he's basically got her. He's got her. So he's basically just walked her through a line of questioning by asking, hey, do you want your guy to be more knowledgeable than you? Yes. Do you want him to be taller than you and bigger than you, stronger than you? Yes, yes, yes. Okay. You want him to be able to teach you things, and you can generally trust his leadership, or etc. Right. Okay, cool. Now, you may not necessarily feel that way about the boss that's at your job. However, if they tell you to do something, well, you're going to do it without question. But now this man that you have basically chosen out of the list of however many suitors that you have access to, that, hey, this is going to be my guy. And for some reason, if he wants to give you direction, well, now you feel the need to be able to fight back. So now, what I want to say about this, she's not totally wrong here. She does have some validity to her point. And so the validity is this. Whenever you have a relationship in place, generally the healthiest way that relationship can be ran is both parties should be allowed to voice their opinions, what they think about things, and to even make, we'll call them strong suggestions towards how the other person should behave. Now, the reaction to those you kind of can't control, but you would expect that they'll at least be respectful. And if that person wants to make you happy in the relationship, well, they're going to do their best to try to do the things that you're asking them in general, and vice versa. And so her perspective, I think she's thinking, well, I've been told all my life that, hey, you're a woman, you have complete control of yourself. You can do what you want to do. Can't no man tell you or control you or make you do something you don't want to do. However, when you go to work, well, you'll let your boss generally do that as long as it's, we'll say, within reason, within the scope of the job. But I would also say to myself, you know what? I can understand that, because the consequence from the questioning is much more obvious, and from her perspective, probably much more damaging if she acts out of line at work. So if her boss says, hey, you know what? We've got this going on. I need you to leave the station that you're at and work on this other station, and make sure that you report back to me in 20 minutes with the progress, how things are going, whatever. She's pretty much going to just up and do that because that's her job. And if she doesn't, well, now she's going to risk a coaching or getting written up, or potentially, depending on the type of work or what her situation is, maybe even just getting sent home or losing that job altogether. And because of what's writing on that job, well, that's how she can pay for her hair, her nails, her girls' trips, etc. So she can see, and she can almost preemptively try to prevent that from happening, because she can tell, hey, what I have at stake here, what I could lose, is way too important to my day-to-day. The challenge here is that she doesn't necessarily see that within her relationship. So now women are saying all the time, guys ain't this, guys ain't that. There's nobody out here. It's so hard to find somebody. But then you find somebody, and he says, hey, baby, you know what? Hey, I need you to do X, Y, and Z. And instead of just falling in line, which I know they hate that, but instead of just falling in line, they would actually opt to say, you know what? I'm going to be an obvious, blatant, maybe even sometimes disrespectful opposition to what you're asking of me. And now I'm going to risk losing my relationship. So that's basically where they're at now. And now that she knows, hey, damn, he just made a great point. I'm respecting some other man even more than the man that I've chosen. And I said that I love, and I know he loves me. I know he cares about me more than my boss at work. To my boss at work, I'm just another one of the employees. I'm replaceable. I'm expendable. But to this guy that I've chosen, my spouse or soon to be, for some reason, I feel like I can just give him lip. So now she's in a space where, maybe I spoke too fast or whatever. So I wish she knew how to articulate her point of view a little bit better, because then at least we could have a better overall dialogue. But instead, her being younger and not really knowing how to have this type of discussion that's this deep, she's just trying to bow out. So anyway, I just went and ranted on. Let me go ahead and continue some more of the clip.
Okay. You have two scenarios. You got a guy that meets your requirements, right? That's where you're with him. He's tall and attractive and fulfills needs, right? Then you have a boss. The boss doesn't care about you as much as your boyfriend.
Right.
But you are more obedient to your boss.
I have to be. That's my boss.
Why do you not have that same have to be mindset with your man?
My man doesn't. Like, it's two different categories. You
Your
can't
man
compare
pays your
them.
bills, he pays the rent, he pays everything.
So here's the thing, and I kind of wanted to get that out of you, because a lot of women have that mindset that you have, where they would rather obey a boss at a job. They'll show up on time, wear a uniform, do what that random person says, but they won't obey a man. And I think that's very backwards thinking, and this is why so many Western women end up staying single, not getting married. Or if you do get a man, you're not able to keep him long term.
I also lived in the South, too, so I'm South and Western. I lived in Alabama for 13 years.
Doesn't matter.
What does that have to do?
You call me a Western woman.
He's talking about
America.
Oh my God, Western woman is global for the rest of the world. Not
He's
just
talking about
Alabama.
America.
Yeah, he means like America.
Please let me explain to her, please.
No, you don't have to explain.
Wait. Let Mars finish his thought.
If he's correct, then he should move along and go with what he was saying.
Well, this isn't about me being correct. This is me just simply asking questions. Like,
guys, hold on.
I think it's very important that you understand that you're more willing to obey someone that gives you a paycheck over someone that can give you a family.
Yeah, $15 an hour, and your man is paying.
So the point he just made there, spot on. Really right in alignment with what I was just talking about. So at the root of it, one of the things that we can learn from this as guys is that, hey, until you have a lady that is truly emotionally, and we'll even say physically invested in you, she is most likely going to prioritize finances over that relationship. Now, we can use this in our favor by becoming the best version of ourselves and being somebody who can provide the finances. But if you're not in that position yet, you got to understand that you might want that quality time. And, if she's got something going on at work or she picked up that extra assignment, you're not going to be chosen first. She's going to choose getting to the bag. That's kind of the thing right now. So everybody wants to get to the bag, which to some degree, I respect. I know sometimes I say it playfully with my friends, but, to some degree, I'm a feminist too. I think women should be allowed to have the choice. The issue here is, well, if they're going to have the choice, they also just have to understand that that comes with certain positive and negative consequences. So in this case, clearly she has just stated where her priorities lie. what she values. And in this case, the job and the boss at work do rank higher than, at least right now, whatever her current relationship is. So one of the things that I think right now that he could have done is he probably could have explained it different and first just at least validated her perspective. Hey, not just, oh, a lot of women say this and this is where they get it wrong, but instead by saying, hey, you know what? Let me enlarge myself real quick. Instead by saying, hey, you know what? I understand exactly, where you're coming from. I understand even why you think that way, but let me just help you put something in perspective. And let me ask you this. Is a family more important than a paycheck to you? If you could only have one, you can have a paycheck forever, or you can have a family forever and still have a man that can provide for you. Which one would you choose? I think that would help her see, okay, well, no, the family is more important. Then you can, once you have her on that side, then you can start to walk her down the path to say, okay, well, this is why you can do whatever you want to do, but this is why I believe that you should maybe make a change to how you would approach that type of situation in the future. And why, if you think that you've got the right guy who's worthy of being the leader in your relationship, why you should simply just follow his lead. Or at least if you're going to question it, you can tell him, okay, well, I can do that, but can you at least give me an explanation as to why, to help me understand? And now she's got the words in that situation. Now, if she agrees, makes it even easier. If she disagrees, well, maybe she still falls in line because the relationship is important, but at least now she can at least have an understanding of where he's coming from and why. That should have been the enlightenment piece that he gave her. So that way she can see that situation different. She could move differently in the future. But as of right now, really, she hasn't learned anything. And I think right now she's probably not even interested in continuing this type of conversation anymore. So let me go on a little bit further. Let me just see if anything else develops, and we'll kind of wrap it up from here.
Paying for your whole life.
She's geeked. Oh my god. She's so
Hey guys, let's hit 4K, man. Let's hit 4K. We're almost there, guys. I don't want to, stop shit. Guys, don't be dickheads. Guys in the chat that are being dickheads, you're fucking up for everybody else. No, I'm just like, again, I'm not like doing this to like make fun of you, because a lot of girls here on the panel probably agree with that sentiment. Like, I'm gonna do what I want to do, and my man can't stop me or tell me what to do. The only person that can tell me what to do is my boss, because they pay me. And I think that's a very interesting mindset to have. And
that's
I think
not necessarily where I was going. I don't know, like, you asking me all the questions, like, kind of threw me off. Like, I obviously will do what my man tells me to do, but...
Yeah, but you're going to question it.
Yeah, you'll question it.
You're going to question it. You're going to want an explanation.
No, not everything.
Well, I mean, if you question anything, your boss says, "Just fire you." Like, hey, do this. You say, yes, boss. Do this. Yes. But you won't question them.
Can I tell you
I
do question my boss sometimes?
Sometimes? On what, though?
On what he tells me to do.
On what?
Like, what would you question him on?
Like the mic.
Like what would you question
She's trying to switch it up.
Like,
she's trying to say
what does my boss tell me to do? Like,
yeah, that you actually question him.
You probably ask him, okay, so how do you want it done?
no.
No, I'm pretty sure you will, because if you question, why do I have to do it? Why do I can't
I'm
do
pretty
it?
sure you guys are taking and like questioning my boss in a totally different, like, an evil way or something.
Well, I'm just asking, like, what would you question him on?
Yeah.
If you were to question him.
Like, if he was to be like, oh, you have to take this table.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to take the table. I mean, I'd be like, if I don't feel good, I don't have to do that. Like, or if I... Just something. If somebody
Are you actually going to tell him I'm not taking this table, though? Are you?
I did tell him I don't feel good, and he'd be like, okay, I understand, and he'd give it to the next girl.
Cat.
That's cat, bro.
That's... Oh, my God.
Okay. When you say you don't feel good, are we talking like you're legitimately sick?
Yeah, like, it's not all the time.
Okay, so that's like a very nuanced and emergency type situation where you literally are not able-bodied to do it. But I'm saying, like, if he gave you, like, let's say, I don't want to say a lawful command, but if he gave you, like, how do I say this? an order that makes sense to the betterment of the business.
That I obviously wouldn't be able to turn down unless, fired.
You wouldn't question it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, if you're sick, that's an
I
exceptional.
don't think anybody would unless they don't want their job.
Yeah, but do you not see how you're willing to, like, do things even if you don't want to do it because your boss told you to keep your job, but you're not willing to do that with your guy?
Bingo.
Yeah.
See the connection I'm trying to bridge here?
Bingo.
See,
you can see on her
you
face.
might actually end up losing your job
She hears him.
if you don't obey, right? But you end up losing your man because you don't want to obey. Make sense? So your man, you're willing to lose.
You're losing me on the man part. Like,
Your man, you're willing to lose, right? Because you could question him and say, "Oh, I don't do this." Versus your boss, you might lose your job, so you don't want to question him that much. That's what I'm trying to say.
They're trying.
Can
to
I-
In other words, I'll make it simple.
Yeah.
You would put more effort into obeying your boss and maintaining your job over obeying your boyfriend and maintaining your relationship.
Make sense?
I mean, no, not really.
I mean, by your
You can just
answers,
move on with me.
Can
I'm
I-
just not
can I-
really
can
by your own answers, like you
don't
just
get
came.
lost me.
Can I explain to her
wait,
something?
look, we
No, it's okay. You don't have to explain anything to me.
yeah, I mean, there's a reason why I asked you questions in a segmented fashion.
Cooked.
I did it to kind of see where your mind is at and kind of challenge your logic, and it's very obvious that, like, it's disconjointed. So,
I mean, you can say whatever you want. My mind is just conjoined, whatever. But
you don't get his point.
no,
That's what
I'm not
trying.
trying to get his point anymore. That's the thing. That's why I constantly
But-
you can move on.
But can I?
And I'm just constantly.
Well, you just heard it out of her own mouth. She ain't even trying to get the point anymore. And so you can see where she tried to switch it up on us and tried to, hey, let me see if I can get acceptance back from the group again. But clearly, he did his thing, very entertaining. But the thing that I just want to make sure that you guys can pull from it is, number one, first, understanding that hypergamy is real. Women are looking for a guy that is effectively better than them in every way. The women that would want to argue with that, you can simply just ask them, okay, would you date a guy that's shorter than you? Would you date a guy that makes half as much money than you? Would you date a guy that if you guys got in a physical altercation, you don't think he has a chance of winning? You could probably just whoop his ass every single time you guys had a disagreement in some way. If it got physical, there is zero thought that he's even capable of defending himself against you. And if they answer all those three questions, no, 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 then clearly they want the opposite. They want a guy that, for lack of better terms, is superior to them. Larger, stronger, smarter, more financially inept, has more earning potential, source of safety, provision, etc. They want to be with a guy that provides them an option to move how they would like. And so anyway, guys, this was cool, but just want to make sure you guys can take at least that away. And then again, number two is that when it comes to when you are conversing with women, or even just people for that matter, but especially when it comes to women and women that you're also interested in, do your best to still stay within whatever your line of thinking is. If you know something is right, you know something is right. But hear them out. At least acknowledge their perspective to make sure that you understand it properly. And if it's something that is still in opposition to what you believe, once you know that you understand it, the onus is on you to do what you can to help them understand your perspective. Now, if they understand it and they say, you know what, I just don't agree, well, then maybe she's just not for you. You know, maybe you have to move on and find someone else who is more agreeable. And with that being said, you guys, I appreciate the time. Appreciate y'all checking in. Don't forget to like my shit. And I'll catch you on the next one. We out.